Okay. If you're watching this at some point at a later date on YouTube, I'm talking too early because I've got a minute to fill before we start. This is a Link to the Past Randomizer StepLadder race. This is open settings. So it's just open. We're playing a randomizer. Isn't that fun? I think that means the keys and everything are all in the same place. I have to actually ready up. I just readied up. With like a minute left. Like, oh yeah. Ken joining in at the last minute. Let's go. What is today? May 16th. Anyway, yeah, I think we said everything that needs to be said. We're starting nowish, actually. 2, 1, 1. Will with the high YouTube. Thank you for the good luck. Let's face it, the best part of this is firing things up and coming immediately to just that Mega Man V music. Cash money. Arrows. What are the settings? This is open. Open as opposed to standard is just that I don't have to go into the basement. If you play the vanilla game, this statement makes sense. I don't have to go into Hyrule Castle to rescue Zelda before I can play the game. These 2 save points, which is what you would have after rescuing Zelda, are available. Otherwise, yeah, go play the game. Have a bush. Now I've gotten a kill. Getting a kill means I can pull the tree and get something out of it. If I didn't kill anybody, this would not do anything. Tree logic is weird. Magic drops. I gotta go around anyway. Let's see what's in here. The rest of the settings, I have to get... What is it? I have to get 7 crystals, beat Aghanim on top, Aga2 on top of the tower, and kill Ganon. Will I would do it, actually, if you asked. Shovel. The Mega Man V one was taking the Rush Jet soundtrack, vanilla, for Mega Man V and chopping it up. The old program worked pretty well. It's on my GitHub of all things for the Mega Man V set. So it basically ended up doing the same thing, and if that other program's still there, do it for Mega Man IV. Still don't know what they're dropping. I'm dead serious, Will. I'll do it. Happy birthday. Yo. You take those. That's vanilla. Mega Man Ivy is probably the first game I really kind of played and got decent at. That's vanilla. I feel like the amount of times we yell Fred is the likelihood of the item being where it is for vanilla. Which, like, for a piece of a heart, there's 24 of them, so it's like only 1/24th of a Fred. The red rupee is everywhere. I don't know what the number is, but it's I think it's even less than 1/24th. I think the Mets just got a 3-6-1 double play. 3-6-1, yeah, there it is. No, actually, that was... I don't think you have. I just know I'm on the side of, I had a Game Boy and I had the things before that. 361. 361. Where was the pitcher? First base. First, ground ball to first baseman. Pitcher went to cover first. First baseman threw to second to get the out. Shortstop throws back to first. 361. Vanilla. Now we're gonna walk because I'm gonna go get the shovel item. Yeah, I don't know. It kills them? I'll take that, actually. I'm starting to look around. Where are my weapons? The game wants me to explode everything. I do have an ice rod. Ice rod is not powerless, but it's also not exactly a great weapon. That's almost French vanilla, because that should be outside, not inside. Now, if the bombs are outside, I'm calling shenanigans. Now, that seemed like a big old waste of time, but given that the ice rod is my primary weapon, I wanted that magic. Yo. And that's why we filled up magic. The kid next door had it. I did not have a friend nearby that had another Mega Man game. It wasn't until elementary school. Stupid bird. Yo. Nice. Yeah, my first Mega Man game I owned was 2 Game Boy. Because I knew of Mega Man, and Game Boy Game Genie had codes for Mega Man 2, and I knew it was at the store. So I got it at Toys R Us. Yeah. I knew Mega Man was cool. I liked the whole concept. I forget if I played 4 Game Boy, I played 5 Game Boy. I forget when I played 4 NES rented. I guess we're going to the hobo because I don't know why I'm still walking here. I should have saved and quit. I think Game Genie, like, gets a bad rap. Like, all of us that used it a lot, so many of us are just, like, speedrunning now. Like, it was a great teaching tool. How many people had a Game Genie and were like, oh my god, that's cheating, and now they're using practice ROMs? No. Oh! That dodge. Alright, I can't spend those 20 rupees until I get flippers. Where are we going? So Glacier, if you're playing along at home on the tracker here, the green dots on the left are the ones that are in logic. So the sick kid with the bottle is in logic. Agana's cave is in logic. A lot of Hyrule Castle is in logic. It was in the beginning because I had bombs. But realistically, you need to be able to kill things to get through there. One of those squares turned green with the lamp because now I can go through the dark rooms. Genesis, yeah. My friends on the block they were playing Mortal Kombat and everything else. Green pendants and Turtle Rock, good. I have the ice. That figures. You get the ice rod, and Turtle Rock is not required. Game. Just what game? They were. Yeah, they were doing they were getting their Genesis and then still playing SNES games. They were complaining about the Blood in Mortal Kombat 2. They were playing all this other random crap. Their littlest brother, I mean, I've long since gotten over it because I understand kids a little bit better, but I am still at least a little annoyed with them for not protecting the strategy guides and the Nintendo powers, and that's why my Mario Mania is a mess. Anyway, he works for some right-wing news outlet now, so I don't care about him anymore. That was most depressing Facebook check ever. Yeah. Some of the trackers are auto trackers now. Shield! Okay. Will, maybe you can answer this one. This is a tracker functionality question. Why is the Armos Knights one yellow? And the other ones are white. Is it white because I can't even get in? Yellow because I can't get them all, much like the square on Eastern Palace is yellow? Okay, I think like the old Dunka tracker didn't light up the numbers on the treasure chests. You just had the yellow and the green and everything else in the actual dungeon itself. Yeah. I mean, that's what it really is. Because when I first saw it, I was like, why is that one yellow? Big key. So if you're playing along at home, first of all, Glacier, some settings, the silver tile there is potentially a randomizer hint now, and a lot of settings, it's similar to the vanilla hint. Like the one in Hyrule Castle often says something like, "Use the sword to hit Aghanim's magic back at him." But Howie Rose taking the day off tonight? Or is he just letting the kids call a Subway Series game? Okay. That's a cool find. So, Power Glove gives me access to this little thing. I could get to this through Hyrule Castle proper, but this is a much faster method of getting these 3 items. And getting 3 items is nice. I don't know why I'm getting that heart, because I'm just going to save and quit out of here in a moment anyway. Money. Key to this dungeon. The bow. Oh my goodness. So now Eastern is doable. No items in Eastern, though. Just the boss. There are 2 bows, though. There's 2 bows, Eldra. Also, good evening, Eldra. I'm pretty sure we have progressive bows on. So, yeah, Glacier, I think, knows what the progressive items basically means. There's like however many of them in the game. So each one you get, like, there is no item that is the gold sword. You just get 4 swords and the sword gets progressively stronger. Some settings, notably Super Metroid Z3 Randomizer, had the silver arrows as a specific separate item, and it was not actually a second bow. Yeah. What am I gonna do up here? Like, I can't actually get anything. I'm just up here now. Hyrule Castle is a strong candidate for where I'm supposed to be going. Pendant, crystal. Okay. I forgot that this mode just tells you where things are. Sometimes you have to find the map in some modes to know what item... Ooh, we want that. What item a dungeon contains. Oh. Can't click on the shield. Can't click on the sword. Where are we going now? We got a whole bunch of junk here. By item density... Oh god, don't tell me to go to Zora. By item density, we're going to Hyrule Castle. There's 4 items in here. And we have the lamp, so they're all in logic. I mean... You'll understand why I'm hesitant to ask this question as soon as I ask it. Although I guess it doesn't matter because I have the lamp. Is it still the case, and I'm asking this for Glacier's benefit, that Dark Cross is considered in logic if you have the fire rod but not the lamp? I think that's like one of the gotchas for beginners. What soundtrack is this? This is Mega Man V. Specifically, this is... Ooh. Oh, is that the big document with all the logic rules? Oh, I have hammer and glove, so that is Dark World access. What am I doing? Okay, that was definitely the room to go to. I was definitely thinking of getting the other 3, and then I looked down at the tracker and saw that half the Dark World lit up because I have the hammer, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm thinking I can't do anything else on Death Mountain. Just do this. I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm at least not a noob enough that, like... that fire rod logic is off. Cool. See, there you go. Ooh. 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 2 required items. And some armor. We don't have to go in a swamp. 5 and 6. There and there. Maybe we should go to Pod. We can beat Pod. Why am I going this way? That was Hype Cave. That was actually really good. Like I said, it's I'm doing stupid stuff now. Like, I should be beelining back to Light World Kakariko to go and do the Village of Outcasts and beat Blind. I kind of want to wait for a mirror to go do Pod so I can go to Eastern immediately after it, but I shouldn't wait too long because Pod has a lot of items and may very well have mirror in it. Game. This is dig X times and wins. I do not know what the actual value of the range of X is. No, not here. For some reason, Skullwood's also always, despite only having 2 items, like always tends to have something stupid in it that is really, really useful. So it's probably worth dipping in there. But again, like there's a couple of reasons to do this. 1, fast travel with the flute is amazing. 2, I have a bottle now, so I can talk to Sick Kid. So I get that check. That's like a free check. Yeah. And then again, like I was saying, going to Village of Outcasts is going to be a thing. Don't feel stupid about the menu, because the menu also, like, provides so many other, like, little things. How many keys do you have? Otherwise, looking at, like, little items. What have you collected? What's missing? It's a moment to pause in the middle of a boss fight. The icebreaker trick specifically wants you to do a one-frame input, and it's like, well, you might as well pause so you can switch to the hammer while you're here. Speaking of which. Was it Melezer asking about the music a minute ago? This is Mega Man V. I don't think it's on the main spreadsheet. Maybe I added it at some point. I forget. It's on my GitHub, of all things. The code to actually pull it down. That's partially because this is the paid soundtrack off of Bandcamp for Rush Jet 1. Rush Jet 1 makes nice Mega Man soundtracks. Well, remixes. Go check them out. Somebody... Is it... It should be in the commands somewhere. Like... I'm playing the video game, so I can't... Is it like MMV, MSU or something? That actually looks good. Thank you, Will. It's typically MSU. It's just been so long since I've actually typed that in. So he has a remade album for the other ones. Okay, we made it. You know that's probably it, right? This dungeon has like a billion small keys. Is it actually not there? Do I have to update it? So there's 2 items. Nice. We have to update the command with that. Ow. Book is nice. That puts desert in play. So that's a much smaller sum of money than is usually in Mr. Burns' house. Is it command edit? I think that's also a much smaller sum of money than is usually in here. I think it's exclamation point, edit, commands. No, exclamation point commands, edit, exclamation point MSU, and then put in the new text, which is basically the same as the old text, but with the new link. For randomizer purposes, the chess game always wins. Might just be command. Or also there's an A in commands. Nice. So yeah, there's also there should be a Mega Man Ivy remade, and that's the one I'm talking about with Will. I will add that this specific pack includes one track from Mega Man 2 remade, specifically the Mega Man theme / ending credits. Mega Man Ivy, that's vanilla, also contains the Mega Man theme, or at least it should, right? So it might be there. If I wasn't lazy, I'd probably take that and redo this with the Game Boy Mega Man theme, as it were. Also, that'll just be really good to have it in there. Yoink. Hang on. The Yankees lose. The Yankees lose. I could listen to that David Ortiz clip for years. Like that. Part of me wants to get SNY on to get the post game. The rest of me doesn't want to deal with going through all of the setup that would be required in doing that in the middle of a race. What did I get? Red boomerang? You don't have to answer that. Do I have everything? I'm missing the small key. So we're hoping the small key is locked behind itself. Ah. Will, you've probably listened to this enough to kind of know that there's a couple of dungeons that get repeat tracks. I think this is one of those tracks. So we would have to think about which robot gets which track. I'm gonna be annoyed when this is a flag set where blind can drop the key. I thought some of the flag sets had it set so that blind can never have the small key because it's just too annoying. It's like beat this dungeon, and then the last item you get requires you to basically go through the entire dungeon all over again just to get whatever it is. The strats of clouds up in the air. So 1, 2, 3. This fight is scripted. 1, 2, 3. Dodging things and kind of understanding how things. 1. I don't know the script. 2, 3. The key is locked behind itself. But yeah, that's basically what you want to do, is have the sword out so that he goes and is immediately hit by it. Because it doesn't matter how much damage you do. Is there a button for shield block? No. Your shield works as long as it is facing the correct direction. You are not using your sword at the time. There's a minor proviso in there of... You also need to have a shield that is capable of blocking the thing being thrown at you. The small shield that I have right now will not block those fireballs. You need the red shield or better. Da 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 da. Can we backport the Hinox music into, like, encounters of this game? swear. Like, the Hinox music is some of the best music in Breath of the Wild. Da 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 da. Dang. Whatever, we're going. We are running out of places for a lot of things to be. It happens now and again. A monkey running away. Now, pod logic. Pod being the Palace of Darkness that we're in. There are 6 keys to this place. By logic, you must have all 6 to complete the dungeon, because logic assumes you spend your keys in the worst possible way. So the first thing we can do is never go through that locked door above us. I mean, once we get a lot of keys, we're going to do it because it's horribly convenient. But until then, there's items this way, and if we go this way, we don't have to actually go through that door ever. So we only need 5 keys to beat this dungeon. Things get quote-unquote better from there. I think my general problem is that I'm too thorough. So I'm not, like, taking risks in a race scenario. I'm just kind of going. Throw the bomb so it explodes early. Here's your trick for the mimics. Hold the sword out. And you can keep looking the same direction, and they'll walk around wherever they're going to walk around. You're going to see the Helmosaur trick then, too. Yeah. That's a key. There are fairies to the left. No, to the right, I should say. There's fairies to the right. So a whole bunch of keys. If you have the red keen, you can use that on the block above as well. We don't have the boots, so I can't do the other fun trick here. There's hovering. I don't think that's how you get there, though. You can bonk up to there. And as it's been said a million times before, bonking is an expected mechanic. It's just not an expected mechanic there. We'll go this way first. We're going into Harmless Hellway. This is a check that has only 1 key, so you kind of hope it's nothing most of the time. Ooh, I forgot about that. I would have gone through the maze and gotten to the chest and been like, oh no. I think this is where the key is in vanilla. I have Zora money. That's what was going on there. Bum 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 ba dum bum 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 ba dum. Knowing this room in the dark is also kind of a critical thing. Have I actually gotten any items out of this place yet? I feel like everything's been a key. No, I got the 50 rupees. And there's a 20. There's 2 items that I've definitely gotten. Worthless. This is where having the mirror is nice, because now I'm like stuck all the way in the back of this place. My hypothetical best way back is actually to just eat a death. We're gonna go for it, we're gonna go for it, we're gonna go for it. We made it. Part of me wants to just go and beat Helmasaur. The other part of me knows that there's only so many checks left in this place. One of these must be the other small key, given the settings. Yeah. So everything left is an item. I take that back. What else have I not gotten yet? I must have gotten something else, and I'm forgetting it. I'm checking the box because, again, with the settings here and everything is in this dungeon, this has to be the last small key. It can't be anything else. Did anybody else always see these statues as like little dragons with giant snouts on the end instead of little knights with shields? I never saw the knight with a shield until like a year or two ago. Controller is still left tapping. I never saw the knight. Yeah, dark rooms in a race are always important. There's lots of little tricks because other people are going to go and do rooms in the dark. And you're going to be like, oh no, I can't go that way. And honestly, right, this is where I get back to it, Will, competitively. Like, I feel a little, like... I don't know if better is the word. It's more fun to play in a race, but I have no expectation of winning this race. I kind of just want an excuse to play the rando. Just go. That's also true. So this is how you kill Helmasaur. This is not the fastest way to kill Helmasaur by a long shot. I'm walking up to him slower, but the sword dinking makes it so I don't get hit as much. It's hard to hit him with arrows, but it's effective. Silver arrows will take him down in one shot. Ugh. Now we're back to, I don't have a lot of options. I don't have a mirror. The biggest things to check at this point. Let's see what's on the ledge. I can actually get this item. I don't care about this item though. Alright, we'll go in here. I want to check Agana's cave. That's right, we need the big key. That's why it's yellow. We'll see if we can beat the dungeon. I want to check the cave too. It's like, what's always be clear in dungeons? A, B, C, D. So without boots, this is the only item I can get right now. Well, that's going to be stuck there. Big key means we can clear the dungeon at least. Hi. Sometimes you play a seed and you feel like you're getting too lucky, and I feel like I'm getting too lucky right now. I don't like it. Mars is stage, it's super heckin' laggy. Mars is stage. Nobody likes the stage, that's Mars is stage. There's lots of stuff loading in Mars is stage. Again in double time, it's Mars is stage. I guess we can do it here. Mars is stage, it's super heckin' laggy. Mars is stage. There's lots of stuff that explodes in Mars is stage. Nobody likes the stage, that's Mars is stage. Again in double time, it's Mars is stage. We gotta keep going. I think again in double time was a proto line. You're dragging. Yeah, probably. I blame the stream encoding. Mirror makes you feel better about a couple things. Whoa. Again from the... I don't know. I'll wait until after the fight. And even then, Gan's tower exists. Isn't there a thing where, like... the Master Sword does less damage than Fighter Sword to the Maul the Worms? I like that Helmasaur in this pack got what's its name? Helmasaur has Punk because it's covered in spikes. Oh, Armos Knight is that one? Like, I know it's one of them. We're probably technically violating some race rules, but whatever. There are worse sins than talking about the things that most people know. So that would have been my first sword otherwise. Okay, yeah, I was like wondering about that. Cause like okay, so in vanilla the gold sword actually doesn't damage him at all, from what you're saying. And I think the rest of it is that spikes do gold sword damage. So the spikes also like just don't freaking work in the rando. I think that's on purpose at least. So this was Ether, if I'm remembering it right. Now that we got Ether, let's go check Ether. Yeah. Moth with low health is impossible. Yo, half magic. I wish Eleanor brought me back to the bow. I've started doing that now. Or like I'm trying to go back to like the default weapon. This is probably the big key. Yeah. So that is a pendant dungeon, so I'm going to... I'm ducking inside to see what's in there. Because every now and again you go downstairs and, like, the fire rod is there. And you're like, oh, I'm really glad I checked. Don't need that. I'd like to spend the next couple of moments talking about my good friend Adirondack Rick for no reason. Rick is amazing. We love you, Rick. Rick is probably also very happy that the Mets beat the Yankees today. If you like Spiral Cave, and if you think that Spiral Cave is the best place ever to visit, you should go and over to Adirondack Rick's channel and subscribe so you can get the Spiral Cave emote. Somebody shout out Adirondack Rick. I don't think he's in this race. Like, that will eventually become a thing. We're like, why did Mr. Cab shout out me? Oh, that means he's in Spiral Cave. Can you do that? I think it's / shout out. Is it with a CK? Yeah, there we go. Wait, that worked? I thought that didn't work. Quake. I didn't see that it actually worked. Bottle. Money. Am I doing anything else up here? Only if I want to clear out what's it, I guess. So we can defeat the Armos Knights. We're actually almost all the way back to the biggest concentration of items is Hyrule Castle. We need Fire Rod to get them off. We need the mitts to go anywhere else. Armos Knights we can kill. Oh, you did it. Okay. Because I didn't see anything else. I was like, oh, did that do the thing? Oh, hi. I just didn't have any checks. I was like, where am I going to go? I guess we're looking for mitts? We'll get to Armos Knights when we get to Armos Knights. Pyramid would be next. With boots, I have less consternation about going to Zora, especially because now I have the mirror, so I can do Zora and Catfish in one go. Because at the end of the day, isn't that what this is all about, is piling your checks together as best as you can? A glacier, there's also usually a signpost near the top of the pyramid that will say something along the lines of what your goal is. You must defeat Ganon after defeating his minion on top of his tower or something like that. You must defeat Ganon after collecting 30 Triforce pieces. Triforce piece goals are their own weirdness. Comfy shoes. If you have a seed that says pseudo boots, you can dash from the start, but it won't actually bonk anything, and you don't like fly across gaps when you bonk. It's mostly there for quality of life, so you can just dash around. So it removes like the huge movement advantage of finding boots early. That's my favorite thing about it. That's the only reason I like it. Blue cane. A nice to have. There's also like a lot of water movement glitches here that are like not at all required, but they make things faster and people will use them. Yo, we got the 5 rupees. Still nothing that really helps. These so-called bonk rocks. Dun, 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 dun. We don't even have hookshot now that I think about it. We have to go there this way. There is actually right, the list of things. Oh no, I got 2 items out of Skullwoods. I'm like sitting here thinking to myself, did I actually go into the room with the big key? Because I don't remember going through the stupid push the thing puzzle. But if I checked myself off as having 2 items, then yeah, I would have never gone there, because why would I go there to check nothing and get a key? Or a map or a compass or something. This is checking Cape Ledge. Nothing. You know, I'm really glad I did this now, because I was ready to go and check King's Tomb because it was green, without thinking about the fact I have to mirror in there because I don't have the mitts. I came all this way. Nice flippers. I don't remember seeing flippers. Oh, from Zora. And they were blue. Yeah, I didn't get the flippers. I got, that. What is available? Desert items. Because I have the boots. I feel like this has got to be faster than going to Hyrule Castle. Like Hyrule Castle and killing Maul the Worm have got to be like the worst options. But there's only one item in here. This isn't a great option either, I guess. But like one of these things has got to be it. I'm also like starting to turn an eye and like look at the fact that Spike Cave is yellow. So I believe yellow is maybe you can do it, and in this case maybe I can do it means for Spike Cave to be in logic, you must have the hammer, because you have to be able to get past the hammer pegs. You must have the gloves, I think, to lift that block at the back. Logically, you must have the cape or the blue cane. The vanilla game wants you to have the cape, but like you have to cross a whole lot of spikes. So you need a way to survive. And logic says that's an invincibility item. Well, don't lose cape, but we already know. Well, that... This is dumb. This is so dumb. It's in logic now, so let's follow the chain of logic. Mirror was in desert, wasn't it? So logically, you go to desert, you get the mirror, you go to get the boots. Where were the boots? Boots were on Bombos, I think. Dumb because of time. So yeah, the only items in logic right now are either whatever Mulderworm has, or whatever's in that dungeon as a whole, and Hyrule Castle basement. Which means it's time to finally go down here and find out that Mulderworm has a small key that goes into the basement that gets me my mitts. We're basically down to where are the mitts. It's the fire rod can open things up, but fire rod will only get me moth. We must get mitts soon. Yeah, flippers are nice. Flippers gets me the cave and the blue cane. So Waterfall Cave is decidedly in logic. Waterfall Cave could have been accessed previously by enterprising players with the mirror. So even with the mirror, it's not that long since people should have had access to it, because I've been getting items the whole way since then. Need that. Okay, I have the map. I need to remember that, like, there is a map in here, and there is a key in here. So one of the items will be the key, and one of the items will be the map. So if I'm ever in a situation where one chest is left, and I don't have the map, guess what's in the one chest? So the 20 rupees I got from the hobo are in logic now. I definitely don't need that blue can anymore. Bug net. 50 rupees. What did I say? It could be swamp. Why is swamp? Well, it's pendant swamp. Oh, you know. Pendant swamp has it, doesn't it? So I'm sitting here trying to think, why is it yellow? Why is it still red? And it's because I don't have the hook shot. Yeah, I mean, make chat move because, right? People can't give me the answer. Now that I'm like looking at this, I'm like, you know, I've got to do the dumb move. We're gonna do the dumb move. Because we already started on this path. We gotta commit to being an idiot. Bum bum ba-dum. We also get to show Glacier the trick now. Now, this is on the list of vanilla glitches that most players should learn. And by that, I mean, like, it's in the vanilla run. You get Link's head roughly here. Bomb, swing, 1, 2, dash. Hey! There they are. The rabbit cave is available. Let's find out what we need. Bombos! By the time I like menu around and find the mirror, I said bombos, not bombs, for us. The blacksmith, that's why that's that color. We can't enter ice at all because we don't have any fire. That's vanilla. Bum 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 bum. What's the magic bat? That's not the purple chest. Like, what's that red square on my tracker? I'm like going back to look at the tracker, and I did check off the library. Was it like 10 arrows in the library or something stupid? The frog is always in that spot. Hammer dashing is a Japanese cart 1.0. There's a 1.2 Japanese cart. 1.0 trick. It's exactly what you might be thinking it is by now. Push both buttons at the same time. There's a couple of other tricks to taking the lunchbox or the purple chest home. This is the 4th bottle in vanilla, which actually kind of makes hammer pegs funny now that I think about it. The only things to do are Dark Death Mountain, which I could have done before and then did not do before. It was like right there. I mean, it's cool that I have those things. Silver arrows, while not necessary to beat the game, are incredibly useful. Da, 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 da. At this point, the main item that should have us a little worried is whatever is sitting on top of the ped. Because I'm not getting those pendants for obvious reasons, right? I don't need them. Or do I? 1, 2. I still can't get in. Not for real, anyway. First of all, what's the pull prize? Vanilla. You can't do anything here. That's know where your full magic drops are? So I said this once in one of the other streams, Glacier. The first chest in Hookshot Cave. You hold A, and then you push in the direction you want to go. You have to hold down there. That chest is in logic if you have boots and no hookshot. And this is the top of the so-called Super Bunny Cave. Super Bunny is another glitch that you never see in vanilla because it requires not having a Moon Pearl. Bombos. Why is Meyer yellow? Because I don't have the cane. Both of these dungeons are awful. So again, the game expects you to have hookshot here, but you can bonk. This is where I have a bad, the bad emulator, because I'm not seeing flickering. I really need to check for a new emulator. Bonk is love. That's true. Okay, I'm so used to coming in here. Cross keys, you very often have a key, and you can use that to go left. Open or another mode like this, you don't have that key. I don't have a hook shot, so I have to go this way to get this item. A lot of times you'll see people come in here with a hook shot later. They'll be on their way to go downstairs to where the boss is, and they'll just hook shot over here. There's no way back once you hook shot over. You just have to fall in the pit and eat the damage. But it's still faster than coming all the way over here to do that. Ow. Not exactly what we want to see. I think we put all the correct dungeon prizes up at this point. I think this is faster to get now than it is to get it later. Hookshot. We're just following the logic, where the logic takes us, everybody. So we need the keys. So hookshot means we can actually complete Swamp, which again is still a pendant. Is this the move? It is the move. I never go that way. Because this is literally the only scenario where you take that door. Okay, and that completely puts ice into logic. So here's the thing. You dash here. Go to this. I don't have a red cane. You may not complete Mire without the red cane. We can complete ice, therefore we will complete ice. And we will be very upset about our lack of items. We're kind of this is the other reason we didn't do ice earlier. Icebreaker needs... Ooh, actually... Okay, this is going to be kind of silly. I'm going to check the first item. We're going to get the first item, and we're going to leave, and we're going to get some blue potions. I feel like I don't know. Required bombos. See, I was already inside. I wanted to get the thing. So this is... Not the bees. do this now. We have to do this at some point anyway. We're is Red Cane go? I think Red Cane is go. What is the percentage of seeds where Red Cane is the go mode item? I feel like it's got to be high. Perhaps second only to Ice Rod. But it's usually one of those two. I don't entirely like making references to novels written by bigots, but at the same time, the line, "Why is it whenever there's trouble it's one of you three," is a great line. Ice Rod, Red Cane. I don't know. Probably. There's too many other things it could be. Those are the two. That was Fire Rod. Yes. Exactly. There's gotta be a better place to, like, cite that line from. Oh my god. I needed it too. I didn't even really notice. I was short the key. I was just instinctively doing it. You need this, so it's gotta happen. Come on. So the other reason to do this is now I have the 5-6, so I can buy the power bomb. I think the bottom left little roots are where you want to use it, and then you come out here. You can use the book to see what is on the ped. So it's a heart piece. We do not need to collect that. We also have to solve the Eastern Palace problem at some point. Bum bum ba-dum. I keep joking about where's the logic taking me. It's either in the back of Swamp or it could still be further down in Ice. Or it could be in the Pyramid. If I follow my own advice, it's always be clearing dungeons. Which means I should go to Ice. I love that you can just hit this switch. time I worked out the sword charge. This is the Armos Knight quick kill, and by that I mean I have silver arrows, and now I'm going to kill them quickly. Alright, so what turn blinds circle green ages ago? It was some manner of clicking around that did it. In logic right now are the 5-6, so I can go and collect my Power Bomb prize. I can go to Hookshot Cave and collect the other 3 items. I could go into Swamp and full clear it, which will get 6 items. We're gonna be really sad doing this. So we can't do the clip. I was thinking before, if I got Red Cane, that was the one thing that would keep me in here. Because I think the last time I came in here, I definitely used a potion at the bottom. That was kind of terrible. Welcome to Vanilla Strats, where we are doing the bomb jump, apparently. Need that. We're hitting it? We're hitting it. Easy. It's terrifying. I'm surprised I got that. Ow. That jump's actually kind of hard, and it's part of the vanilla no major glitches route. It's probably one of the hardest parts of the whole thing. At least it feels that way. I don't have the big key. There's a lot of this dungeon we just didn't do at all. Eight fire rods. You could do some sword beam tricks with the fire rod, or 1 Bombos medallion. This is also a vanilla thing. You can't pause the game while bosses are exploding. So if you ever feel like you might need to use a potion, make sure you have it equipped before you explode a boss. So where is Big Key? I don't know, somewhere. The most likely scenario would be that the Big Key is honestly vanilla. It could be all the way down there. Is that iced tea? I don't know why that room's called iced tea. Can you even access that room without the Big Key? I mean, I guess you can. It's a sideways T, but a sideways T isn't a T. It's sideways. I mean, like once. Ugh. Sideways T's aren't T's. You're such a tease. No. IC is accessible with fire access to Meyer. What? How does Meyer have anything to do with access to that room? I said red cane. So, again, right, the option, I can go back into ice and find out if the last item in there is what I need. Heh. We can go to Hookshot Cave and hope that that has it. Hookshot Cave, admittedly, would be very fast to check. But otherwise, this is the last location. Was after all those not last locations. It takes a really long time to get in here. That's part of the reason I wanted to check the pyramid first. Will, I'm gonna ask you this later. I know you know the rules. Where would you check first? Hookshot Cave or here? You're in this situation. You know that you've got 3 places to look for ice. 3 places to look for the bread cane. Hookshot Cave. Pendant, green pendant, swamp. And the last item in ice. I guess with last item in ice, you could have also decided to check iced tea while you were there. Yeah, don't answer now. Anywhere in ice is easily the trolliest place. Why is Venus's music so good? Alright, Glacier, here you go. The Specky clip. That's not the Specky clip. There we go. Shield! This is also where people will start saying things like skipping the left side of swamp. Because there's 2 items over there. And it could be a lot of trash. I guess this means we're skipping the left side of swamp. I mean, now that we have it, I guess the real question is, like, this seed really is this played out. I feel like half the time, like, I don't know what the meta is, and I know there's a lot of people out there that, like, start tracking probabilities way too hard. And part of it, like, they basically start tracking things hard enough that they start noticing the patterns of where the item distribution is. And then they'll start saying, you start getting statements like, every pendant dungeon has an item in it. Skullwoods always has something in it. And it's not always true, but it feels like it's true more often than it's not true. That, like, the dungeons that you don't need to go in have these, like, random things in them. Alright, Glacier, this is what we were talking about. Dash. I mean, I'm just here to mess around and have fun. This is what I was saying earlier with, like, competitive ladder. If you bonk and you go there and you hookshot left, you will always land right next to it. If you're acting fast, you can get your cane down, which gets you... That's basically a doing it in the dark trick more than it is anything else. That's good to know. People, like, still say it. Zelda 1, I think very specifically, had a bias in the item distribution that was discovered. And I wasn't, like, party to the entire thing. I just saw the announcement in the channels. Because I think the short version is that while they did suspend the guy from racing a little bit, they also, like, cooperated to, like, figure out what the thing was. And, I mean, that's its own question. But I hope it all ended successfully. As far as, like, once the distribution was tweaked, no hard feelings were had. How hard is it to get a prediction going these days? There. Yes. Twitch. Show the prediction. There's way too much Z everything drama. The latest Z1 randomizer drama boils down to how... Yeah, it boils down to how do you propose this seed sucks. You want us to stop playing it in the middle of a tournament race. And who then decides, well, the person proposing the draw has too much authority, I should really listen to them. Like, it's a bunch of things that I kind of see where they're coming. I do see where they're coming from, in fact. I also see where the other side is coming from, and like, yeah, this is dumb. Anyway, yeah. Where is the key in Ganon's tower? Is it going to be in the first 10 items, or is it going to be in the last 10 items? I believe if I take the route I usually do, it's worth noting the split of 10 and 11 will be in Randomizer room. If if you don't know what's going on, I don't think anybody's left in chat who doesn't. There are 20 chests in Yen's tower. Which half of those chests will have the big key? The other thing with this, Will, was that the Rush Jet made like frickin' I don't know how many tracks for the Wily Star. So it was like a question of which one do I want to use. I thought about using like his version of the Boss Rush for upstairs. Like he wrote an entire new variation on this for the Boss Rush. By the way, that counts as 3, 4. Show me number 5! Ah. So that's 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7 even. Eight. The unders have it. Maybe I should rework that prediction, because that's like the only prediction I ever run here for the most part. So that's why it's like in the shortcut predictions for me. Just fire that thing up. This really is one of the best tracks. And this is the vanilla one. So like right now, there's one version of this where I was currently climbing this to the fast-paced, I think it's like track 36 or 37. And he declared that like the teleporter room track, and it was this, but like a much more frantic version of it. But what would happen is I'd come in here and cross keys, and I wouldn't have to go downstairs. And I was like, I kind of want to listen to this version of the track every time I'm in here. No. I'm just not chasing these idiots around. Glacier what? That was weird. Shouldn't I have not been allowed to switch weapons during the explosion? Or is it because that's not a... No, I shouldn't have. That's the Nintendo Power Strategy Guide. I love it when a strat from the strategy guide is a speedrun strat. And not just like, you know, a hold, run, and jump strat. Like a real strat. Glacier's new to the cult of Randomizer. Will, is there anything more to the story of why it is named Validation Chest? The only thing that can help me at this point is Gold Sword, which is a very nice to have, but not so much that I'm going to go looking around for it. Yes, this is the validation chest. I don't know why it's named that. Like, that's vanilla. At some point it was like, I don't know if that was ever actually used for validation or if people just used that because it was a cool name. I guess it was to validate that you were playing the same seed. Triple. We got 2 out of the 2 that we could. Dang. Oh, we must have had 2 hits because that's 7. What's up, Glib? It's a good meme. It's a good meme. How are we doing race room wise? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people have finished. 2 others have quit. I will finish in 6th no matter what. The 5th person did finish within the last 30 seconds. See, this didn't feel like a bad seed even. No, 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 no. Ow. Okay, okay, okay. This is what I mean by this emulator is like really bad flickering. It just does not handle it. Very open to fixing this problem. It's just like a laziness problem. Torch glitch. If you light that torch before the other torch goes out, the other torch never goes out. That works in, I think it's in 1.0 and 1.1, so that'll work on your US cart. We got him. Making bacon. Every time I'm like done and there's nobody else like waiting to finish, it's like I so just want to hit done while we're just standing there. And scene. What should we have done better? I feel like we weren't that bad. We should have never gone to Hookshot Cave, I guess, or we should have never left Death Mountain. Like I said, I always finish later because I feel like I'm always being very thorough, even when I do things like not finish ice. I was like, there should be another tab on this browser window. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, I closed all my streams to make sure the randomizer police don't come after me. I'm gonna keep saying randomizer police because I was the Speedruns Live police, Not really policing, but you know what I mean. I'm saying it lovingly. The SRL cops can't do shit. It's because we were never given badges. Oh, man. No, my main problem from the SRL days is very, very few people. Like, it makes sense that very, very few people had access to actually do anything in the back end. But that also meant we would constantly get requests to go and update somebody's time by 2 seconds, which wouldn't even change their placement. Oh. And nobody could do anything about it. But my race PB. Yeah, no, that's true. Then you'd have the times it was like legitimate fix the race results. But for SRL points, yeah, it just went from there. Somebody stop this timer, please. Like, on the one hand, it's so important, and it's not. On the other hand, in the same vein of it's not important, that means it's not important to not give us access to the database to fix shit. So, whatever. My number one thing remains that there wasn't a bigger push to make it work with Discord. And literally everyone's complaint was IRC. I'm a computer nerd, so I love IRC. But just literally everybody else. Oh my god. The internet time money, it's true. It really was a pain. Like, literally everybody started making Discord bots. We tried to tie in Discord, and by we, I mean Pitch and I played around with the idea of making a bot. And then Little Cab learned to walk. That's not an exaggeration. I'm forgetting I actually need to let this play all the way through. Or else my my fake randomizer time money won't count. No, but now, I mean, Racetime GG is great. Support your favored tools on the Patreon. I think Racetime GG is on there. I think, is Oenga still a thing, or did Oenga shut down? I don't, one of them is on Patreon. And honestly, I should probably pay more attention to some of these things and learn a thing or two. The boots were kind of late. Every boss was killed by... Okay, there are a couple of Master Sword bosses. 27 bonks. 143. Feels low. Every time I see the collection rate and it feels low, it's also like, by the way, you know, Ganon's Tower didn't get to Randomizer Room. Hookshot Cave is still a thing. Swamp Palace is still out there. Turtle Rock unopened. I mean, you know, we opened it, but we got the magic jar and left. So right away, that's like... What's Turtle Rock having it? 4 keys, those 5 items, and then the 3 dungeon items. So that, yeah, Turtle Rock's a big 12. At least 12 left, and the tower's closer to like 15 left over.